Peace. It's your good sister Morgan Renee Myers tuning in with another story time with more of my. We are finishing up the book, Jenifer memoir, The Black Mother of Hollywood. This is chapter 15, the last chapter. I'm on the floor today, getting grounded and doing some stretching, meditating. I'll come back with another story time later about my day yesterday and why I needed so much extra grounding. So we're going to read right here. Let's hop into it. Chapter 15. If you're not already subscribed to my YouTube channel, it's my name, Morgan Myers, M-Y-E-R-S. You'll see a red logo with a yellow M inside. That stands for my brand, more of my edutainment group, because you're going to want more of my edutainment and information and whatever else I got going on. So let's get into it. Chapter 15, on the back of a two-hump camel. What does an artist do? Oh, and shout out to my live alkaline water that I poured in this glass with a hint of lime for extra alkalinity, and my favorite tea, my go-to tea, cinnamon, ginger, clove, dash of cayenne, and agave. So that's how we're doing it this morning. Did you wake up, stretch, drink water, go over your goals and affirmations, pray and meditate, get a good stretch in before you got on your phone, before you went into work? If not, take 5 minutes to do that. Self-care, you matter, okay? All right, chapter 15, on the back of a two-hump camel. What does an artist do when she gets a role bigger than what she ever imagined? I faced this question when Dr. Elizabeth Strobel, the president of my alma mater, Webster University, called to invite me to deliver the 2015 commencement address. That was big. What could I possibly say to all those beautiful young graduates about to embark on their lives? What knowledge could I drop that would inspire them? I panicked about the speech. I went straight to YouTube and watched a bunch of commencement speeches by people I admired, like Michelle Obama, Hillary Clinton, Tom Hanks, Oprah Winfrey, and Jim Carrey, who also lives with mental illness. The speeches were amazing, but finally I decided to just be myself and speak from the heart. At the outdoor ceremony in Forest Park in St. Louis, I stood before more than 6,000 graduating students. This was a homecoming. In the audience, I could see the beaming faces of all my siblings, Willa Trail, Bertrella, Robin, Jackie, and Larry. My late brother Edward was there in spirit, but my mother was not present. She had been rushed to the hospital the evening before. As I approached the podium to deliver my speech, my heart felt heavy thinking about Mama lying in the hospital. Then I thought about how, despite it all, if there was one thing Mama did, it was to instill us kids with a reverence for education and learning. Mine too. We definitely got our opposition, her and I, but putting me through school, making sure that I was academically well off, and she didn't expect nothing less than the best from me, actually panned out for my good. She's been a very smart young lady, and it's afforded me a lot of opportunities, so I give thanks. And reading was something my mother gave me. She's still alive. Let me stop talking about her past kids. But it was something she instilled in me, my love for it. And she was a great reader. She was so dramatic with just reading stories to me, and just one of my favorite ones was The Cat in the Hat, and what's the one that be like, I could green eggs and ham. I love green eggs and ham. I could eat it on a plane, I could eat it on a train, I could eat it on the floor, I could eat it on the door. Like, Mom. So yeah, that's where my love for reading came from. Shout out to mamas. Ooh, Lord, mamas, y'all. Ooh, mamas. Okay. I wanted to honor mama and this grand responsibility before me, so I centered my speech on the 3 best nuggets of advice I could give. Number 1, the elevator to success is broken. Take the stairs. Number 2, it is when your heart is hit that you mustn't quit. Ooh. Number 3, love yourself so love will not be a stranger when it comes. My speech brought to mind the words of the love of my life, Miguel, when he said, Jenifer, you have these great abilities to get the attention of the people, but then you say nothing. Ah, my love, you're so proud of me now. Toward the end of the speech, I blew the roof off, metaphorically, of course, with an a cappella rendition of His Eyes on the Sparrow. The crowd cheered my speech, my singing, and my jokes. The entire day is a glorious memory. Oh, and by the way, during the ceremony, I received an honorary doctorate. That's right. Please refer to me henceforth as Dr. Jenifer motherfucking Lewis. My mother passed away the following September 11th. After her death, my sister sent 4 large boxes containing what I thought were some of Mama's belongings. I was speechless when I saw what was inside. It was scrapbooks of my life. Every picture, every article, every report card, every review. I dug through the softball trophy, a baby shoe, and locks of my baby hair. At the bottom was a blue ribbon I had stolen so long ago. Mama had kept me with her, collected me, saved me from earliest childhood to right before she died. The scrapbook brought me a recollection of Christmas some years earlier when Mama came to Los Angeles. There she stood in front of my Christmas tree holding Charmaine's little poodle. She was so small, so fragile, so vulnerable. In that moment, I realized my mother loved me. She just had her own way of showing it, or perhaps not showing it. She did her best, and my life was a testament to the values and determination she had instilled in me. I whispered to myself, "Let it go, Jenny. Let it all go." And I did. Ooh, that about made me have a little tearjerker. Ooh, me and my mom just had a conversation on my birthday, and she was talking about how I need to let things go about how I feel or think towards her, but it's like it's still something I'm dealing with. And then things I feel like I still deal with in adulthood that has me feeling the way I feel towards you. But I am hoping to work through that. Because life is short. You only get one mama. And it could have been a lot worse. You know. That's just a good moment. So I'm like, girl. But when we say they do the best they can, they don't know. They know how to show it. They don't know how to show it. It's like, how long can we make that mistake? And then also sometimes you just gotta have your boundaries. If somebody can't love you how you need to be loved, you just deal with them in doses how you can, you know, for your own mental health. This year I turned 60 years old and I'm feeling pretty damn good about life. And y'all know I didn't come to this realization because my journey's been easy. I overcame enormous challenges to have a peace of mind, and thank God I have never forgotten from whence I came. Charity and giving back are constants for me, whether in the areas of mental health, AIDS, or young people in need. Even on a one-to-one basis, I love to help people. I love to help when people ask my opinions or advice about their lives. But I also know you can't help nobody who ain't ready to be helped. But peace of mind and trying to do good deeds can't stop some fucked up shit from coming around the corner right into your life. On the very day Mama died, September 11, 2015, I learned that a con artist had slithered into my life. He had been scamming women for 25 years and had spent 4 years in federal prison for fraud. Fortunately, I have surrounded myself with very good friends. When one of my girlfriends noticed that I was not acting like my usual self since I started dating this man, she took action and gave me proof that I was this man's latest victim. Never in a million fucking years could I have imagined this kind of unspeakable evil finding its way into my life. Let me say this to you. There are sociopaths in this world. Please don't suspect the worst of people, but do pay attention, pay the attention. Listen to your instinct. If a romance or an opportunity seems too good to be true, it probably isn't true. It took months for me to come out of the abyss into which I fell on the day Mama died, and rather than mourn, I had to go to the police station to report that I had been the victim of a con artist. That winter, as my numbness finally began to recede, a dear friend was diagnosed with HPV cancer of the throat. It pained me that work prevented me from being by her side through the ordeal. Fortunately, she is now cancer-free. Shortly afterwards, Charmaine's sweet little pool, Cashew, had a stroke, fell in the pool, and drowned. When the next year, my best friend's young niece overdosed on heroin, I wondered whether my love was adequate to help him and his family cope with the loss. This wonderful, amazing thing called life can take you through hell and back, but I've seen so many lights at the end of so many tunnels that my soul is full to the brim. Though I have been through the fire more than once, I know that coming out on the other side can be glorious and beautiful. With aging comes clarity. I see that had one man, one show, one breakdown been different, I wouldn't be the woman I am today. But all those flowery thoughts can't reverse the fact that aging can be a bitch on your body. Not long ago on the set of Blackish, my right knee also went out. I screamed bloody murder. Ruby was taken down, y'all. At this point, I had been a regular on the show for 2 years and had become an integral part of the Johnson family. Everything I had wished for that night on the Adriatic had come true. I was co-starring in the primetime network show that tackles the issues of the day with gravity and humor, working with talented castmates and portraying a character I could really sink my teeth into. Over the past couple of years, I have sought to find Ruby Johnson to capture her flow and define the colors and levels of her personality. My favorite aspect of Ruby is her relationship with her daughter-in-law, Rainbow, played by Tracy Ellis Ross. Oh, how the two of us love creating the Ruby Rainbow battle for superiority in the Johnson household. I am so proud of Tracy, not just for handling her role so beautifully, but also for her activism. She is a role model for so many young women. Anthony Anderson, who plays my son Dre, and I are just damn fools together. I'll never forget the scene in the Old Digger episode when Dre fakes a heart attack when he encounters Ruby and her young lover in the hallway. As Dre lay on the floor and Ruby tapped his head demanding that the devil come out, I couldn't stop laughing because Anthony kept bobbing his head in sync with my hand. Nothing like great chemistry, or should I say two happy fools in harmony. Thank you, Black Jesus. The best thing about her character be always talking about Black Jesus. I'm about to go watch some Blackish and crochet today. Ah, damn it, I done spilt my tea. Lord, I done spilt my tea, Lord. Ah. Okay, we'll just move to the side. Damn. I shouldn't have had it sitting like that. Alright. Where am I at? The best thing about playing Ruby is that she loves kids as much as I do. It has been extraordinary to work with the 4 young actors who portray Ruby's grandchildren. Often working with kids can wear you out, but I'm very happy that Yara Shahidi, Marcus, Miles, and Kyla Marseille are exceptional in every way. People often ask what it's like to work with Lawrence Fishburne. Here is the answer. It's ice cream, cotton candy, and Christmas morning. Blackish is a happy set thanks to the extraordinary leadership of its creators and showrunner, Kenya Barris. The entire Blackish family, the crew, producers, writers, props, and wardrobe teams to the young production assistants is amazing. And where would I be without makeup artist Martha Callender and hairstylist Tanisha Meeks, the 2 angels who are trapped in my trailer with my cappuccino-needing crazy ass every morning. Before I became part of the Blackish family, I would be recognized mostly by Black people. In testament to the universality of Blackish, these days the fans approaching me are every shade of American. I am humbled when they compliment me on my portrayal of Ruby. I am proud of Ruby. To me, she is the exemplification of what Mother of Black Hollywood means. She represents how far we've come. I grew up watching Black women play characters that, in some ways, stereotype Black womanhood. Hattie McDaniel in Gone with the Wind, Juanita Moore in Imitation of Life. Don't get me wrong, those actresses were well aware of their positions and were doing an honest job. My point is, the heritage is real. Ruby incorporates the most positive points of those characters and mixes in accurate representations of African American women, like those delivered by Cicely Tyson in Sounder, Diane Carroll in Claudine, and even Pam Grier in Foxy Brown. Ruby brings it all into the modern world. Sure, Ruby's got the traditional down-to-earth, God-fearing, outspoken, but always loving profile that is usually attributed to Black mothers on screen, but she also has her own life, has strong political views, and moves frequently and easily from braids to head wraps to her fro. Plus, I will bet that Ruby, God bless her, always checks the meat before getting her alpha wolf on with her newest sweet young thing. After we wrapped the 3rd season of Blackish, I decided to reward myself with another luxury trip. This time, it was around the world by private jet for a month. I had been saving for this extra special vacation for 10 years. I was so happy that Mark Shyman and his husband, Lou Maryball, joined me. The adventures we had traveling through Colombia, Easter Islands, Solomon Islands, Tahiti, and the Philippines could be a book. When we got to Mongolia, we spent time in a yurt visiting with a family of nomads. During one precious moment, the interpreter informed us that when a camel is giving birth, her herders sing a special song to her. I sweetly asked the man who owned the yurt to please sing that song. He was shy, but after a little interlude of snuggling and carrying on, he began to sing. It was like nothing I had ever heard. His notes echoed even in his tent made of cloth. It wasn't the acoustics. It was because his vocal cords were powdered by the love that he had for his camels. He held one pure, clear note as long as any prima donna could. His song wrapped my soul in grace. Grace turned to, what the hell, when I stepped outside of the yurt. There before me stood a 2-humped camel, waiting for me to climb up between his humps for an afternoon romp in the Gobi Desert. It was a very bouncy, long ride. Upon descending from this ancient creature, I jokingly said to Mark Shyman, I think I broke my pussy bones. Something is wrong with her. He, in turn, being the great songwriter that he is and the funniest, okay, and the cutest, went into action by writing a song. Want to hear it? Here it go. My pussy bone broke on the back of a two-hump camel. This ain't no joke. I heard it crack on the back of that mammal. This ain't time for no laugh. My pussy done broke in half. Next week we ride a giraffe. God help me in my pussy bone. I wish that camel had a microphone so I could tell the world I broke my pussy bone on the back of a two-hump camel. Jenifer and Mark, y'all crazy. I swear, the video got more than 500,000 views on Facebook. Pure foolishness. Oh, I've never heard this song. I'm going to have to go look this up. I got to write this down. Jenifer Lewis, Pussy Bone song. Good Lord. The trip continued through Uzbekistan, St. Petersburg in Russia, and Reykjavik, Iceland, where I sang Amazing Grace in a chapel inside a 300-year-old glacier. Talk about acoustics. I flew home to blue skies, my bison butters and blackish. I flew home to blue skies. My bison, is bison a dog? My bison butters and blackish. Trust me, it don't get no better than that. As I stood at the baggage carousel, a young man leapt in front of me and began to sing in an accent I later learned was Kenyan. I don't want nobody fucking with me in these streets. I was surprised. In 2016, when Brandy, Roz, Ryan, and I recorded In These Streets while fooling around one night at my piano, we had no idea it would become an international virus sensation. The fucking internet, y'all. On the ride from the airport, I looked out the window. Oh, it's raining. I'm glad I ain't ride my bike to the gym immediately when I woke up. I'd have been calling this. On the ride from the airport, I looked out the window, thinking about how different my life would have been without the ups and downs, the fabulous and the terrifying. I was never one to wait for life to happen. I took a lot of risks, grabbed hold of opportunities when they came along, and even kicked down some doors when they didn't. I dared to dream, and damn if the dream didn't come true. I am become a star. It happened on the day I realized that everybody is a star. I asked myself a hard question of the type we ask as we grow older and more wise. For much of my life, I swore I would never be satisfied until I had it all. Grammy, Oscar, Tony, and Emmy. But I don't have any of those. Not yet. Perhaps not ever. So I asked myself, what could I have done differently to get those awards? The answer came easily. Not a goddamn thing. I no longer need them to be happy, you see, because I am Jenifer Lewis, the mother of Black Hollywood. It is an honor that eclipses all that other shit. And I wouldn't change it for the world, y'all. Not for the world. A letter to the reader. Dear reader, I was pulling into my driveway after spending a Christmas alone in South Africa. I'd run off to get away from the pain of a broken engagement, or so I told myself. While there, I toured Robben Island and stood looking at the cell where Nelson Mandela had been locked up for 27 years. 27 goddamn years stuck in a cell. It was deeply moving. It wasn't until my car rolled into the garage of my home that I really took in the fact that while Mandela may have been in a cell for 27 years, he had never been in prison. I, however, had no jail cell, but had been emotionally caged all my life, constricted by my own secrets. I turned off the ignition, looked around, and thought, I owe. Because I have survived, I owe. Because I still have a smile on my face and am in good health, I owe. Because I live with bipolar disorder and thrive, I owe. Because I made it to the other side of sex addiction, I owe. Because my generation has left behind a world of chaos and environmental deterioration that the next is being made to clean up, I owe. Because while my role as the mother of Black Hollywood started out as just that, a part to play, the platform has afforded me the opportunity to have so many young people come to me seeking answers to why, how, what, when. Please, Miss Lewis, I owe it to the world to share what I have learned on my journey. People love to gossip. I don't. I know the pain gossip caused me and those around me. After all the shit I've been through, I now know no one is better or worse than anyone else. We are all God's babies. It's the reason I chose not to write a Hollywood tell-all. The mother of Black Hollywood is a life tell-all, an unburdening of secrets that have kept me captive for far too long. I've told you the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth of my life as I saw it, as I felt it, tasted it, touched and smelled it. This is my story, my song. Yes, I've suffered, but no more or no less than anyone else. So, since we're all in this together, my prayer is that if any of you can take away even 1 ounce of comfort and joy by having read my story, then I will peacefully pass this plane, knowing that I have stepped up, stood up, and stayed up, and done what I set out to do. help somebody because somebody helped me. You have your own story, your own song to tell and sing. Don't sit back and hold it in. Secrets made me sick. Stress held me back. I've witnessed fear ruin so many lives. Then we pass it on to our kids, and they pass it on to theirs, then on and ridiculously on until it's so big it destroys us all. We can easily feel that even in this world of 7.4 billion people, that there's no one out there who will listen. No one who has your back, even when you feel you have theirs. I'll tell you like I tell my daughter, we are never alone. When I was young, I just knew somebody was coming to rescue me. A knight in shining armor, an angel, a guru, a priest, a director, a producer, a bird, a flower, a tree, a cloud, the moon, anything. And after all that praying and hoping and wishing, it came down to looking in the mirror, taking responsibility for my choices, every last one of them. And it wasn't until I asked. You have to ask that someone did listen with a sincere smile and stood by my side and guided me gently. So go beyond yourself and fight for it. Damn it, ain't nobody promised you a rose garden without painful ass thorns. Go beyond yourself. Reach out, and you will touch a hand that will lift you up. This kind gesture will give you the courage and strength to lift others. Do your best and leave the rest. I want you to stand up in these streets. Resist the forces that will taint this beautiful world and immerse yourself in the experience and sing the fuck out of that song in your heart. Be good to your body and your mind. If you need therapy, get it. If appropriately prescribed medication will help you, get the damn medication. Rest when you are tired. Eat when you are hungry. Go into everything with an open heart while being smart with how and whom you share yourself. Above all, remember that we are all human. We will all grow old. We will all feel pain and hopefully get laid. Gotcha. When I started writing this book, I told my editor, Tracy Sherrod, that if after I'm dead and gone and little boy or little girl is walking through some war-torn country and sees a tattered copy of my book on the side of the road, picks it up and finds even one sentence that makes it possible to make more steps because of something I said, my life will not have been lived in vain. Just hope they don't read the Dick Beaver chapter first. Composing The Mother of Black Hollywood was 2 years of blood, sweat, and tears, so many fucking tears. Reliving all that drama and so many deaths. And there's no foolproof recipe, y'all. You gotta live you. Make your own choices. Build your own house and set your own goals. I hope you find some tools in my honesty that will help you on your way. Don't let me have bare my soul for nothing. Ain't nobody got time for that in these streets. Now go get 'em, Tyre. Love, Jenifer. That was nice. So then she has the acknowledgement section naming a whole bunch of people she probably named throughout the book. Then she has her career overview, which I'm not. She got a lot of. I read a few. So she's done Broadway, UB Hairspray, some feature films and animation. She was the aunt in Antoine Fisher. Cars. She did the voice of Flo in Cars 1, 2, and 3. She was on The Cookout. She was in Castaway with Tom Hanks. She was in Dead Presidents, Dirty Laundry. She was in Joanna Man, Medea's Family Reunion, Meet the Browns, Nora's Hair Salon, The Princess and the Frog, The Preacher's Wife, The Sunday Morning Stripper. What? Yeah, so I'm going to go look up some of her movies and get to crocheting and have me a good day. Thank you, Jenifer Lewis. I appreciate her spirit. I feel we have kindred spirits for sure. And thank y'all for tuning in. We'll be finishing up the Henrietta Lacks book soon as well. We're almost at the end of that too, and then we'll be moving on to some new reads. So I'm looking forward to 2024 and sharing some new books. If y'all have any book suggestions, drop them in the comments, and I might get to them. All right, thank y'all. Have a blessed, beautiful day.